Just gonna turn it down a bit on my headphones, super loud. So here's a little trick. If you're tuning in now, or if you are tuning in on the rewatch. So this is how I complete the landmine mission. Now it probably doesn't help that I've got Space Displacer, but I think on the Space Displacer it is the mod that I have the... I think it's the one that I have the... Actually, scrap that. If you go to do this same method, Voicey, here's a good one for you, bro, to do the landmine mission. So it doesn't really work well with Space Displacer, because Space Displacer can still, even if you haven't put any damage into your inner landmines, it can still pump out quite a bit of damage. But all I do is I jump in, I pump up the landmine damage tab if I'm going to do anything. I max out the range. I then add the range card, which pushes, a little bit hard to see on here, but it pushes the kill wall out beyond the tower range. And with the kill wall up, as the mobs come in and they basically die to it, they have that chance to spawn the inner landmines. And so basically, just like that, it's just plucking them away. Most of them are just exploding before they even get anywhere near to the kill wall. So for my kind of setup, what I probably should have did to make it faster is actually just remove the Space Displacer assist, so it's not poaching some of the kills. But you can pretty much, just like that, get the 10,000 kills. And you just drop down to like tier 1 or something, turn your like chain lightning off, and basically anything that can rob the kills, because you just want the kill wall out as far as possible so that the inner landmines can basically kill it, and then that's that. Easy meat. So I know a lot of people hate that. What I do is, like, for that event, is I personally just don't do anything with it. I wait till like the last weekend so I don't have to do so many. And then, yeah, I just do that and it speeds it through. And probably a lot of it is because I devo my damage. If your workshop's set up where you don't devo your damage, then you probably actually don't even have to worry about it. But now, conditions. What are we in for, gentlemen? Armored enemies isn't really ideal. Ultimate weapon durations is a pain in the butt. However, gentlemen, we don't live long enough for it to be a problem yet. The boss ultimate, I almost feel like it's been every single tournament. I'm really struggling with bosses at the moment, so there's pretty much 2 good counters for bosses, and that's trying to shred them down with percentage damage with your orbs, which means you need a pretty decent CF+. The other method is the Energy Net Mastery, which at max level I think gives 10 or 20x damage to the bosses. Unfortunately, we have neither of this, so so take that. We need to do a respec, so we got 12Q. So I actually had a really... Rappaport, what's up? What is up? I had a really interesting tournament this last one, so I got 488 waves. I tried stuff that I usually do, and I was hovering around the low 400s. And then I just actually tried at 69 meters. And I picked up an extra 60 waves. Now, what I think that is even though I had less time to apply damage to the boss, I think what was happening is the bosses were getting to my towers faster because the range was smaller. So that's something that we have to, I don't know, investigate. We'll call it, eh? So we're going to equip you. Primary, yeah, sure, why not? Look how much coins we get. We'll go 12.5 Let's restore this. Look at that. 20Q. Thirsty. What will we do? Where is it? I'll find you. Pulsar. There you go. Right in the assist. And then we need to swap out all these labs. So we went from like 11 or 12Q. We'll see what we get to at the end of this. Shock chance. Boom. I'm actually going to take this off 5x. Just put it like that. Just in case we're here for a little while. 50Q. Let's go shopping. So we're just gonna max that. Max that. One, boom. Easy, mate. Leave the rest. The rest doesn't matter. Shockwave. Orbs. I've actually got a little bit of levels into the attack level skips at 400 now. And it sometimes helps really well with overcharge, and then sometimes it actually just does nothing. Just does the knuck. 1, 2, 3, and I think I like it at 7 now. I have put a bit into orb size. Let's see how much another orbs is. 30Q, ouch. Maybe another time, eh? Maybe another time, gentlemen. What do we got? Who's the best ROI? Do we just go like that? Boom. What's up here? Alright. Just go like that until she's empty. Better check my modules. Oh no, that's fine. And boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Poor. Porter. Anona, what's up? What's up? That seems to be a strap of maxing your range and getting more damage from the range mastery of those sorts. I know. I can't wait till I get to those kind of toys like Spotlight Plus and everything. We need to equip this in the primary. Yes, sir. Boom. Alright, there it is. Got our orbs. Now let's... shoot. What are we doing? Assist. And then I go back. And then I put you in the primary. And then I go back. And then I put... Ohm chip. Ohm chip's super helpful. I don't know what the hell I'll be doing if I didn't have Ohm chip. It's definitely compensating for a super weak Spotlight. Oh, before I forget. Boom. Now, Tawny. Actually can't even remember what the conditions were. I think it was Death Ray. So if you take Death Ray off... I don't know if I have it on. I do have it on. So we got one spare slot. We'll put Nuke in for now. Is there anything else in here we may want, gentlemen? I've actually been doing Wave Accelerator too now. Nah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Yup, we'll roll like that. So is that good to go? Oh, we just need to do this. Oh, how's everybody's weekend been? You guys been staying out of trouble? Staying out of trouble or causing it? It's always more fun if you cause it. I know, Voice has been causing trouble, haven't you, big dog? Got it? I think I'm good. I think I'm good here. I think we let it rip. And I am actually gonna try just a normal range. I'll try a normal range as well. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, let it rip, 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 rip. Oh, there was an orb resistance, eh? Just death ray resistance. Oh, I hate it when there's orb resistance. The risk of getting chipped is super high for me. Boss ultimate is absolute rubbish for me. See what our chain lightning damage is at. We've berserked. Oh, this is tank ultimate, eh? Annoying. Where's all my damage? Something's not right here, gentlemen. I buggered something up. What have I buggered up? Where's all my damage gone? Project funding, amp strike, ACP, DC. I got 38 true. Oh, I haven't turned my chain lightning on. Bro. What an idiot. I was like, why is my chain lightning doing no damage? Oh. Oh, at least we got intro sprint. Nah, we did it on purpose, lads. Oh, babe, can you get me a Celsius, please? We did it for the entertainments. Oh, my project funding's level 1. Ah. Oh. I wondered why like my health level skip seemed low. That's alright. We'll sort it out next run. It'll be crack up if this run ended up being our best one. Thanks, babe. Bro, that's so funny, bro. I was like looking at it and I was like, what the hell's going on? Alright, this is normally where I hit second win. Around this 300 mark. Doesn't matter whatever the battle condition is, it's normally around this mark. This is when I start running out of sauce, fam. This is when the sauce is dropping. Oh, do we need to set target priority? Probably helps, eh? Wow, we are not on point this time. You know why, gentlemen? Because David Voice lured me into his cave last night. He bonked me on the head, dragged me back to his cave. Nah, I finished up with the boys at about 1 o'clock this morning. I think they carried on for another few hours. My taxi driver almost left me, that's right. I was sitting there and I was going, pretty sure I should have a taxi here soon. The cabs is here. And then we got the front. Sure enough, to see the taxi. He must have got pissed off waiting. And he goes to leave. And we're chasing down the taxi driver. Hey! Because I know for sure that if he had left, then like no one was gonna come, and like no other taxi man was gonna come. They would have just left me. Alright, now we're in the source. 36, little S. Little snake. Little septillion. Oh, this is when the tanks stack up. Tank man. That's the problem with tank. Oh. They like... all these mobs could be getting chewed up to create more inner landmines for the Space Displacer. But they just like swallow all the landmines and they're like not doing anything. And then they sit there for how long is it? Where is it? Where is it? 165 seconds. I've seen funny ass ones where like the tanks like almost build a wall around you. Like they create like a barrier. Build that wall. This is the part when we're not in intro sprint, and Amp Strike starts showing how useless it can be, where it's just purely RNG from this point. I think last tourney, like the midweek tourney, I tried like heaps of different builds. Like heaps of it was just for funsies, and heaps of the different things that I tried, like the difference in waves was so close. I couldn't believe it. Oh, I still had nuke. What we get? 442. Okay, so what do we need to do? We needed to put some levels in there. Yes. And then we needed to... was that it? Was it just that? We got the chain lightning on now. Alright. You guys know the drill. Check the bracket. If you see any of your homies, give them a shout out. I don't see anyone that I know. I may or may not know. But if you know, you know. Voicey reckons he could have crashed in the shed and kept the old pizza company. Oh, bro, we're like... so the pub closes. We're off on our journey. And we're just gonna like walk back to the bro's house. And we're like... we're like on our journey back and... we see a pub open. Well, it's not really open. But they're like closing up. So we're like knock on the door. Bro, just slide us some beers. And they're like, no, we're closed. You have to come back another day. Then we start trying to trade the staff at the pub some pizza. It was probably cold as, like it sat there for hours. We're trying to trade them pizza for if they can give us some beers for our journey home. He's like, no, come back tomorrow. Oh, well, it's the Indian dude. No, come back tomorrow. Oh, fucking tomorrow. Fucking now, boy. Alright. Did we tweak anything? Did we try, the restorative bonus is actually not that bad, eh? Like, 30 seconds at Ancestral. So it's all duration by the looks of it. But you can get some, like, some good as, runs with restorative. I think the only... I can't really think of... the only other thing I can think of is like Pulsar Harvester AD combination. You know, with all the tanks by webbing out heaps of bullets to reduce, but I don't really have this set up, and some stage I need to. But like always, you know me, I never have any reroll shards. But as a sneak peek, literally out of pure frustration, I picked up the mastery. Just like absolutely frustrated with never having any rerolls or getting super bad luck. So I think, what did we end up doing? Yeah, I think we'll give it another whirly, eh? Okie dokie. Let's do it. Let's do it, lads. Alright, we got a few more percent in the health level skips. But yeah, it's low-key pretty rippy. It's pretty rippy, the old restorative. I suppose I actually need to wear recovery package chance, so that's probably a bit of a fail. But it kind of just like goes down over time anyway. Like look at it, 88, and it'll just slowly wear down. 83. I could probably drop nuke, but for the most part, you guys can see it. It's keeping a pretty good uptime. Like it might go at its lowest, like down in the 70s. Other than that, it's humming. And it's just more bullets flying out, which is more chain lightning thrown out, which is hopefully more ultimate weapon crits. You know the drill. You know the drill, fam. Running at level 1, still pulling that many waves is impressive. Oh, it's not bad. It's definitely, I'm getting very close to... So I've been pretty fortunate getting keys in the last like kind of chunk of tournaments. But I'm getting very close to getting knocked out of earning keys. I haven't actually... I think there's somewhere where you can look up like where you should be trying to aim for at the minimum to get keys. But like that last tourney, what was it, 400? And I know it's all conditions dependent. But this one here, 488 waves. I was 20 waves off not getting keys. Like the guy that was chopping at my heels says he was at like 460 waves. I was doing so good too. I was like, oh damn, I'm gonna get like 4 keys this tourney. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, god damn, I'm gonna get none. I was like, what the hell's going? Bro, do people just like go to sleep and wake up angry or something? Wake up, shit, and quickly change their build and do another run. I was like, damn, I think I'm not gonna get anything. Go from 4 to 0. Yeah, so the tech speed's running, and I'm pretty sure I don't have the recovery. Nah, I don't even have it equipped. And it's pretty much maintaining. So that's a good thing if you're curious. You get to keep a card slot. And how's that CF going for you, Rappaport? Like having that uptime super helpful. Even just the damage reduction, like some mild leveling in the damage reduction lab. But like since you're going for like a CC build in that, it's definitely one of the key toys for it. Is that us berserked? Yeah, we're berserked now. All gas, no brakes now. This is it, fam. Don't get scared now. Nona says, even with cash mastery, you never have any reroll shards. Bro, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I unlocked it, and I was like, I don't know, I must have calculated it wrong. Like, I looked at the runs, I calculated out that at X%, you know, of how many elites we kill, you know, how many reroll shards, and I thought I must have crunched numbers wrong or something. But like, when I unlocked it, I was like, bro, did I only get an extra 1,000 rerolls each run? And like, I am doing heaps of smaller runs, but I was like so underwhelmed, and I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to actually max this out in the lab. I was like, but look, it's only 500. It's something that builds over time. We know how it all goes. We'll just passively get it, but I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty underwhelmed. I was like, not throwing my toys out the cot, fam, but damn. I was expecting something mind-blowing. I honestly must have just crunched the numbers wrong. Bro, these bosses are hectic. Really gonna rob my second win. Look at it, bro. Can't even get him. Get him, lad. Far out. Oh, yeah, come on. Come on. Come on, Amp Strike. Hold me down. Hold me down. Alright, this is us. Kaboom. Oh no. Oh no, I was too greedy. Oh. I was too greedy. You gotta watch that. When you cancel the intro sprint, you gotta look at your wave and where it is, because you can't hit demon mode. So like what happened a few patches ago, maybe it was actually a number of patches ago, is you used to be able to demon mode in intro sprint, like during intro sprint, and it was super cheese as, and people were playing up, bro. And so they did change it. So yeah, that's one thing. If you're doing your intro sprint, just be mindful of that you're timing and cancelling the intro sprint so you can hit your demon mode. Yeah, just watch your bar and then try to, you'll find the groove. You'll find the groove. Oh, look at that. Is that 500 waves? Up the PR, fam. There it is. Not bad. Since we're like actually set up a bit better in that, I might actually try another Pulsar Harvester run. Oh, we do have a nuke. But I want more levels in CF Plus so bad. Alright, we got nothing. We got no energy shields. Oh, and the lag, bro. The lag, lads. The lags. You see that? Nona says, I got 4 keys last tourney with 370 waves, pure RNG. Yeah, I wish, actually, there's a part of me that wishes that you just run, maybe or maybe not, you have a bracket and it just groups everyone as a whole. And then there's like another part that doesn't. Like, I feel like it would take a lot of the, like, it'll take the RNG out of it and it'll make it super more fair if you're like globally grouped into like pools of ranks and that. But then I also feel like it gives you this weird little you don't really know, you know, like I think it'll just be more predictable. Okay, how many beasts do we have waiting? Here's a beast. And yep, so we definitely got one beast down here. So I'm going to try a Pulsar Harvester again. We'll try another Pulsar. Rappaport says he absolutely loves it, and that's about his Chronofield. Got the Chronofield CF Plus. It makes it feel like different opposed to just having it once in a while. Yeah, bro, for sure. For sure. 100%. It's such a cost-intensive ultimate weapon too. Alright, we'll do another one. We'll do another one. Okie dokie, let's go. 10 gems, why not? We'll see if this one goes any better. I still think that having it on boss is probably ideal. Like, once all those tanks stack, and I don't really think we're in chip material. I think, like, all of those chip deaths that we're getting, that's just lag. Rubbish emulator. Spaghetti code. There's nothing really much we can do about that. We can, like, super slow it down, but I actually need to download a different emulator. Like, my cloud phone performs better than the emulator. It still gets the same thing, like, with the weird lags and all that, but I reckon my cloud phone performs better. I would do the tourneys on the cloud phone, but honestly, it looks like it's at not even 480p. It looks like it's crayons on the screen. It doesn't, like, it does on my phone, but it looks way worse on computer for some reason. I don't know. Whatever the APK that you download to have it on your PC, for some reason it looks way worse. I don't know why. Honestly, it's wild. But I would just use that otherwise. And says cache is nice over time. Also, the higher levels helps a lot. So I think at unlock it's 0.4%. So with 10 levels, it'll just be a flat 4%. I mean, that's not bad considering the thousands of elites you kill. What emulator cloud phone are you running? So for the emulator, I'm using... What am I using? So currently I'm using MSI. And for my cloud phone, I'm using LD Cloud. They actually had a sale on, I think around... It was either somewhere around Christmas or around Black Friday where they had like 50% off. So I normally buy it month by month, but they had a 50% off. But I think I bought like 3 months worth. It was so cheap. It does annoy me that we have to get emulators and all that to play this game though. I mean, I understand why the game has to be running, but honestly, bro, it just creates, like, all of us that survive playing this game by keeping it on, you know, and most likely if you've seen this, you're one of those people. We're like the fanatics, like to have the game on 24/7. You know, I pay a monthly subscription to a third party just to use one of their services to keep the game running. It's absolutely wild. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's all cheap entertainment anyway. There's much more harmful things we could be doing with ourselves. But that's still, though, it's like I wish there was a way to have the game set up where you don't always have to have it on. I think one of the annoying thing would be is that when you use the Tower app on your phone to log in, it's not really seamless and fast. Like, it has to go through that whole loading process. Like, when I use a cloud phone, even if I use, like, Google Remote, like, if I have it on an emulator and I use Google Remote, it still takes a while, like, for the, what do you call it? For, like, the remote to load up. Then I've got to go over to the screen. Like, it's still slow. Like, when I use LD Cloud, it's like 2 buttons. It's like push it, instantly opens, select the phone, boom, we're in. And it's fast. So, like, if you just need if you're working and you just need a quick tap in to get your gems or adjust your build, it's seamless and it's fast. Whereas loading up the normal application, like, that's something they'll have to look at too to make it seamless. Otherwise, you sit there, like, you guys know what it's like. Like, you're in the middle of a meeting at work and you're pretending to be listening, and then you're just like, phone's under the table, give it a little tap, lads. If you're loading up the application, it might take like 30 seconds for it to boot in. Were you at this wave? Yes, I was at that wave. Death-defy. Alright, we might get similar posse as the restorative. How much levels did we drop him? Did we drop him? None. Rare. 5 levels. Alright, we're gonna hit a second wind. I mean, the good thing with the tanks is there should be heaps of bounce shots going off. Boom. Come on, come on. Get him. Get him. No. Had to. I had to, lads. Don't judge me. What do we get? 16 levels. Alright, sail him out. If the game had an offline mode, I would have gotten bored of the game a long time ago. It definitely creates, yeah, bro. Tower players are psychos. We all need to get our brains tested. Rob Almighty says, "G'day, just dropping in here to tell you, getting dead last in your bracket." Hey, are you in my bracket? Rob's in our bracket. Where are you? Rob Almighty! Yeah, nice lad. Everybody say hello to Rob. Alright, we need at least an energy shield before the demon mode drops. Come on, man. How much damage are we putting out? 37. Come on. I'm actually going to slow it down a bit. Those weird lags. I know, sorry guys if I'm slowing it down, but you know how this works. Oh, it's because it's the ultimate weapon duration. Bro, that's why it dropped on me. What's it at? 6 seconds. Alright, we're going to have to do some calculations here. So once I pass the 5 seconds, there must be like a decent gap. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. Come on! Come on! Alright, Thorn should get him. Oh, bro, I can't believe we did it. I almost clicked it. Yeah, so we might be at the level where we actually now need that duration in the CF. We might actually be at their level. It's hard to tell with that animation bug. You don't know when it's up or when it's down. It's pretty stupid. Oh. I mean, very similar to what we got before. So that was 6 seconds. So 6 seconds and I have... Where are we? 1 minute and 6 seconds. So pretty much... Okay, so 500. So whatever the next heat is, we'll have to keep a mental note of that. At the 500, it must take it to the 7 seconds, which then means I have a 1 second drop in the duration. So probably with this tournament's winnings, I put 1 second in. And then as we get further up, you know, battle conditions dependent, you guys know the drill, you know what I'm saying. Rappaport says, I use MSI emulator, but have good things. Oh, I've heard good things about Mumu Player. I still haven't downloaded it, and I'm definitely gonna give it a try. Anorna says, I'm using LD Player to emulate. BlueStacks was absolute crap. I haven't used LD Player for a while. I know it was rubbish for farming for me, like once I moved on to a different one. But I'm actually curious about like how it would just perform in general, like outside of farming, like tournament wise. Rob says, yes sir, keep pushing. I guess their CF ended. Yeah, that's actually... So, we're right on the mark now. We're right on the mark at that 500 that, like... So, like, this one here, 370. Obviously, we're not. But we're going to get to that stage where, with Tawnies, we're going to actually need more time in the CF. And it's just something that I have to do anyway. It is what it is. Alright, should we do a count up? So I think one of these gentlemen is a beast. So that's him. So 1. So it'll take me to 11th. My max wave's 110.19. No way this guy's finished. He might just end up doing another run. It's so hard to tell, like, because my max wave's 100 at 10.19. But it's so hard to tell when I'm looking at other players. I feel like the old tournament settings, however they had it before this patch, I feel like it was way easier to predict. But at the moment, maybe it just means I need to do milestone runs. Is that what it means? Let's have a try, eh? Let's have a rip. Whoa. LD players, a security risk, do not use it. Moo players the best. I'm gonna, hey, it's tags! Up to lad. LD player requires you to disable Windows core isolation, which is a huge security risk. Maybe I should just delete it. Oh look, we might hit a PB. What is this Red Fleet? I've never come across the Red Fleet and ever felt like it's done anything to me. Like straight up. Like what's its purpose? Just hugs and kisses, lads. Oh look, we hit a PB. Yay! I don't think we'll like actually super try to do the milestone. I think I just was actually genuinely curious with like other players. Like I find it, yeah, again, I just find it super hard to read where people are gonna hit a position. Makes it like hard to predict. It's like, oh yeah, this looks like it'll be soft. It's like wake up in the morning, demoted. Hey. Alright, somewhere in here I normally get chipped. Oh, we got an energy shield. We got an energy shield and a wall. We'll just roll with this. Whoa. I'm just banging my head against the wall on tier 20. Oh shoot. Tag says he's just banging his head against the wall on tier 21. The Red Fleet can be dangerous when you don't have the wall up. If not, it disables. Oh, so that's the one that disables your ultimate weapon. So is that only if it hits your actual tower and not the wall? Oh look, we're going alright. I think what's helping is having more levels in Super Tower Mastery. Like having a little bit more uptime. We're over the point where we've got the 50% uptime. So I think that's just it's helping with the ohm chip. We're doing alright, lads. And I just got a kiss from my wife. She just laughed. Oh, the tankies! Oh, protect. Oh, no! I should have hit demon mode. Forgot there was protect ultimate. What is the milestone? 150. Anything juicy in here? 300! Oof. I'll have to leave that for another day, eh, lads? Oops, accidentally clicked out of chat. Alright, what I do need to do, which is probably going to bore you fellas. So, I mean, I don't mind if you step out in that, but I got to do this boring as one. Oh, I got to do nuke. I'll probably do the nuke one off stream. I don't want to bore you. Mr. Flipster, what's good? What's good? Staying out of trouble or causing it? So it's tier 14. What do we do? No cards? Alright, we got like that. It's so funny, like, we go through, like, the whole Christmas period and it's all like, yeah, it's all, way, woo! We all get a day off and that, and then you go back to work and you're like, oh, shit. I forgot. I forgot this is what it's like. It's like, oh, back into the grind. This should be easy, mate. No cards. The Tower Gamer, what's up? Mr. Flipstar, I got Multiverse Nexus to Ancestral today. Congratulations, it's definitely a chase item. And it's a disappointment. What were you using before? Is it Prim C? I think a lot of people that move from Prim C to what do you call it, Multiverse Nexus, and it has to be a Multiverse Nexus that's like got the proper rolls on it, like to take you to the 65-second sync. I think a lot of players that come from Prim C don't like it because there's just such a reduction in the wave counts for them. But it's definitely one of those chase items that can take you a real long way. If you can part ways with Prim C, mathematically, it should far outperform Prim C. But it also depends what you're doing. Like, if you're EHP or if you're a hybrid and that, you can definitely, you know, it's one of those ones where it depends. It's one of those sorts of situations. Like, I'm in my farms. Singularity Harness versus G-Comp are at the point where they're super close. Now, I could properly test it by trying to get as much time as possible with my Goldbot, like take it out of sync. Same with I could respec my Guardians, so that I got more time on summon to actually give it a true test. But it's really similar, and at the point where I am and the way that I've set my tower up, I'm still not quite there with reverse Devo, and I think I know what the problem is, and it's all because of the duration on my GT. That first clump where you want to get that big bang for buck, where you've hoarded it up and then you're going to suck it into the black hole, I'm missing all of that because of my duration isn't longer than my cooldown. So currently, like, I could think of it a way as like, oh, nah, it doesn't work for me, but I know that the way that I've configured my tower at current, it's not the highest coin per hour, but I'm super curious that once I change that, where the adjustment is. And I think that's like most mods. Like whenever changing the configuration and stuff and then doing the testings and that, there's two kind of version of what's optimal for each mod. And then if you're doing testing in that, it's always best to do a good test. It's always best to do the configuration of both, like the optimum version, like let's say a G-Comp build, the optimum version of a G-Comp build, and then the optimum version of a BHD build. Because I remember when I first tried BHD, it was absolutely rubbish for me, and I could have written it off, but then I knew I wasn't doing it justice, so I was trying to figure out how is this better for other players and it's not for me. And then over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks, I slowly made tweaks, slowly made adjustments, started getting everything set up. And then once I converted over, the jump that I got in farming was astronomical. I basically can't go back. I'll never leave it. Once you go BHD, you never go back. But it does take a few things to get it online. To make it viable and stuff. I'm losing Perma Black Hole and GT with Multiverse Nexus, so I'm not sure if this will be okay for now. Losing Perma, GT and Black Hole. Losing Perma, GT and Black Hole. So it just needs to... you just need a reroll? Oh, of course. Are you using BHD? So you're not using G-Comp? If you're using BHD, yeah, you'll definitely have downtime. You'll definitely have downtime. Unless you put some heavy stones into it. Heavy stones, or, you know, you start getting into sys and that. Like, but there's definitely downtime. And I think that's where, like, a good chronofield helps. If you're using G-Comp though, once you roll the substats on your MVN, you'll be straight away perma. Like you get these, I mean like everyone kind of knows this, but just in case anybody that's watching that doesn't know or hits it on the rewatch, the cooldown, the duration's always a good one to have. But you'll definitely get it with G-Comp. The BHD, yeah, whole different beast. And it depends, it's kind of up to you to what you want to do in the downtime. That's why what I did to compensate for the downtime is I went Space Displacer, and I could basically stun everything and hold it away from me long enough for the downtime so that when the black hole activates, it'll suck them all in. And that was kind of like my band-aid to mask that. Because I kind of got to a point where it became more efficient to go the damage route in the game, and then but that's just the way that I designed my hybrid. Like I think there's probably a large portion of the player base that would start leaning into hybrid, but go heavy EHP hybrid, where I kind of went to the middle because I did Orbless. So because damage was pushing me up higher, then it just become more cost effective to go that route. But yeah, for that same thing, that same problem you're talking about, I use Space Displacer. I do feel like to some extent you at least need a perma chrono field. It's heavy loaded to the back end, so I mean it does take quite a bit of investment. But even at 50%, even a perma chrono field at 50% slow with Space Displacer can cover that hole. But yeah, again, you can always just go G-Comp or pump a buttload of stones into it to cover that gap. Or the other thing that's super expensive is the Death Wave cooldown. I think, if my math's correct, is it correct?
So I think if you do, take your death wave to 100-second cooldown, 4 more waves. So I think if you take your death wave to 100-second cooldown, and then do 2 more clicks, I think with MVN with those rolls you can get a 58-second sync. And then I think if you have assist mods and you put G-Comp on the side, what did that take it to? 48 seconds. 12 seconds with a 36-second duration on Black Hole. I think you should be able to get perma Black Hole. If my math's mathing. I haven't thought too much about it. But I've got a... If I farm and I go BHT over here and I put G-Comp over there, sometimes I get a couple cycles, depending on bosses, package chance and all that. There's definitely a hole in the build, but there's also some waves and I actually get a double cycle of the activations and that. There's so many different things, assist mods switch things up majorly, where there's so much utility that everybody can play around with. Rappaport says, my Prim C is legendary and my Multiverse Nexus is Mythic Plus. Mr. Flipster, got my Ancestral BHD last week. Oh, got it to Ancestral last week. Need to try it out to get more coins than G-Comp. So, what do you have as core for Multiverse Nexus and Primordial, or Multiverse Nexus and DC? So, I've gone with DC. If we were 3 months ago, I probably would have went the Prim C route. And I would have been farming tier 14 as a hybrid, because that's what I was kind of doing at that stage. But then because I was taking, to me, assist mods were so far away, I just went, oh well, screw it, we'll go a different route. I just went Glass Cannon and DC at this point, and at that point was the more optimum choice for me. But I think people have a lot of success with Prim C as assist too. I think eventually we're going to go to a Prim C. And that is because I want to do in a landmine build, but man, it's such a cost intensive build. It's actually wild. Where's the big guy gone? Is this the big guy here? Is he starting his run? I think this is the big guy. Can't remember. This guy's super close. All this lot's super close. So if these guys rerun, they're probably going to knock me down. So that's 1, 2, 3. There was a big guy below us. We might get 15th. We might get 15th if we're super lucky. If we're being a good boy. Deathwave cooldown would be a dream, but if I can remember correct, going from 100 seconds to 50 seconds is 6,000 stones. Yeah, I don't really think you need to take it to all the way down. Players like Tags and that are a prime example of pushing it way into the deeper tiers, like tier 18 farming and all that sort of stuff, running a higher sync than a lot of other people were, like a 60 something second sync. Now it could say, well, you know, he's got a fairly strong CF plus, but like not everything is what's the saying, you know, there's 100 ways to skin a cat, or whatever, you know, there's so many different variables that you can do that the more laid out path or the straightforward path doesn't always have to be taken. So you really probably don't need to take it down to all the way down to 50 seconds. 50 seconds is more like in-game goals. You know, you want to be, but I don't think anyone around our level needs to invest that many stones, or you know, there's more wiser things. It's more for the guys that are later, like Zeridan and all them, you know, that are years down the track. You know, it makes more sense for them to go to 50 seconds. But like people at our level, there's more smarter things we can spend our stones on, or you know, better bang for buck. But probably one of the biggest things, like no matter what, I feel like personally, the biggest thing all comes down to the playstyle that we enjoy. Like if we enjoy a better playstyle, that should dictate the decisions that we make. Whether it's the most min-max optimum, why are you doing it this way? Don't you know that you can blah blah blah? It all comes down to playstyle. If you like a specific playstyle, or if that's what you want to do, then in my opinion, that's the best thing for you to do. That's the best choice. Whatever helps you achieve that favorite playstyle, or that style of method, or you know, whatever, then doesn't matter what something costs. You know, it's fun to you. That's all that matters, man. But you can definitely make BHD work with the downtime. It just takes a lot of adjustment. It's a bit sore at the start. It's like, oh, damn. So like the biggest thing that I found when I was converting to BHD, that was a massive learning curve, was I tried everything and I couldn't get it to work. But I wasn't giving up on it. I knew there was something that I was missing, but I couldn't figure it out. So I went back to how did I go? Jay Plays videos. I went back to some of Tags and Spartans videos, and then what I didn't click was that I was missing Chronofield. And then it all dawned on me. It's like, oh, I haven't even like touched it. So there's the gap that I need. So that'll help me. So basically, when everything drops, and this is like way before CF Plus, when everything drops, I just need something to aid my knockback, just for a little bit. It's not for long. It's only for, you know, a wave or so. But I just need something so that when the black holes drop, I don't get slingshot in the face. And I couldn't believe it. It was staring at me. It was staring at me right in the face. And then it became a bit different once I started looking at going into higher tiers. And then I found that using inner landmines and space displacer is what helped me band-aid. Now, to some degree, I'm not married to space displacer. Like, I can part with it. But as far as the run goes and how many runs I can fit a day and how it all kind of slots in, space displacer is a good band-aid for me. But eventually, I'd probably want to go into something else. I feel like whenever I need to get more waves, using something to like, how do I put it? So for the highest coin per hour, using orbital augment and ACP gives me the highest coin per hour. But it doesn't suit how many runs I can fit in the day, because I die too soon. So what I try to do is I try to chase more waves, and then once I hit a certain point where like I'm good and I don't need to chase anymore, then I tweak things where I'm going to get a higher coin per hour, but I don't need to go so deep into the run. So it's like this endless cycle of the chase the bigger fruit or squeeze out more juice. So what I'm in at, and the reason why it's kind of like that for me is because Intro sprint mastery. So every level that I'm getting an intro sprint mastery, it shakes up my build. And then I have to just adjust it. So I'll get less coins overall in the run, but I'll get a slightly more coin per hour. And then what I do from there is I need to increase my waves to get back that overall coins, and then the coin per hour keeps increasing, so on and so on. So it's like this ever adjusting thing, but I think eventually we're going to settle down. The next thing that's in the works is if we get the demon mode, auto demon mode or whatever it's called, that's going to be a big shake up, like especially if I'm 5xing my damage. So that's another big adjustment that's coming. So I think it's probably like the longest winded way of constant testing, constant fiddling around with stuff, and then finding the happy medium. I'm a little bit lost. What do I put there? Singularity. Like if I put project funding on in this, I can live way longer, but I get a lot of coin per hour. So like what I might do is when scheduling goes, like if I do 3 tier 14 runs and an overnight tier 13, and if I lose too much ground, then I'll sacrifice a bit of coin per hour to get a longer run, which will, like, over the course of the period, it is a lower coin per hour, but if there's a hole that I need to fill, where for an hour or two, my tower's idle, well, for those hour or two, it's plummeting my income. So the overall for the day, as well as what I take into consideration. So if I lose too much time and there's too much of a gap, then I'll put something like project funding on to extend, to close that gap a bit more. And then when I have enough power, I'll ditch it and go back to Singularity Harness, if that kind of makes sense. So it's just, yeah, just constant fiddling. I think that's the beauty of assist mods. There's instant utility that you can adjust there. Mr. Flipster said, Death Wave cooldown would, I think where it is. Said that, wait, if I drop Death Wave to 50 seconds cooldown and use Multiverse Nexus at Mythic, it would make everything perma for my account. There is the Multiverse Nexus calculator on the tower. I'm pretty sure you know it, but for anybody else that is unsure, you can just use the Multiverse Nexus calculator and then have a plug and play around and kind of configure it. And you know, there's a lot of things that go into it, like the substat rolls, rolls that you have on your mod, those sorts of things. But yeah, man, bro, if you have 50 second cooldown on your Death Wave, you are a god. Bro, I would love that. That'd be so yoked. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Yep. Better actually set these up before I get myself carried away. Get rid of that. Do we turn it down? Yeah, good lad. What about this one? Yeah, good lad. Okay, get rid of that. Let's do all our masteries. So, I think at the top I put intro. And then over here we do doing Super Tower. So I have Super Tower actually at 5x. I can do one lab solidly at 5x. And I can partial another one at 5x. So maybe 5x for, 3 or 4 days. And then 1 or 2 days I have to let the cells build back up. But the reason why I've chosen Super Tower is just because that downtime can be that downtime can cause death. Like, I might be about to get drilled down for a boss, then the super tower drops, and then bruh, it's game over. Game over. Alright, 146 Q. Let's see what we've forgotten, because we always forget something. I think this is about right. So it's enhancements. Now I'm actually going to go to this tab. Worst thing is I've been playing around with things so much, I actually can't remember how I've set it up. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog. Now I think we did get orbs, so I think this is what I was doing. And I've actually been enjoying it. It makes me want to get the last few levels. Super expensive though. So, what are we looking at? I think it was at 45. I want to get that. Take it to 1.5, but 30Q. Holy moly. Holy moly, gentlemen. Holy moly, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is at 9. So all I know is I'm pretty sure that I had 10Q left. So if we don't have... I think we're like that. So I got 30Q, so I'll muck something up. Ah. Alright, so I lost 2Q somewhere. 2Q has disappeared somewhere. I think it might actually be in this damage tab. I think somebody set up a tool where you can actually copy your workshop and that. But I think that's what happens when you keep playing around with it too much. Mr. Flips says, Primordial Collapse gives so much coverage and I'm not sure if I want to miss this. Tag says, later on I want to use Primsea Assist with Dim Core for coverage. Currently using Magnetic Hook as assist to farm. Only because it's 5-star. At Magnetic Hook. Oh, Tags, are you using a farming DC? Pretty sure you got a farming DC, eh? Mr. Flip says, I'm 11th as well. Man, best of luck, man. Best of luck, give him hell. Rappaport, shout out to Tags because we talked about me dropping it to 50 seconds. I left Deathwave at 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Left the Deathwave at 60 seconds. 100. Oh, so that's the last click not taken. Because you can get 50-second MVN sync without 50-second Deathwave thanks to assist mods. Yeah, because that's the other thing we have to take in consideration with assist mods, is when we're looking at the stone count for things like dropping cooldowns, we also got to look at the cost of it and how much it costs to do substat efficiency. And then you can get your seconds and all sorts of stuff on these, and you can get extra quantity in death waves. Like, there's so much utility when it comes to these, and that's going back to what I said earlier, that sometimes the most straightforward path now doesn't need to be taken. Like, I don't think anything that you can do really is like gonna foot cun you, or you're gonna be like, oh no, how did I screw that up? But there's more than one way to skin a cat now. There's more than one way to skin a cat, whereas I think kind of up to this version of the game, whatever version we're on, is it 27? Yeah, version 27. I think things were more clear cut in paths. So it's like, do all of this, reduce all of these cooldowns, add all of these quantities. Like, it was kind of like a linear path that everybody would kind of follow. Now everything's kind of turned up on its head, and there's just so many different things you can do. Mr. Flips says, with assist mods, it might change anyway. You could double dip and give you another death wave if you've got enough substats, variety, etc. At some point I need to save up for GT Plus.
GT Plus is so good. It's so expensive. So expensive. Like, I'm only at level 4, I think. I mean, like, now, like, 600, that's cheap. That's cheap. Next one, whatever its cost is, that's super cheap too. But then it goes boom, baby. Then you got to be Donald Trump to be able to afford it. Tag says OA plus ACP works great. That's yeah, that's where my highest coin per hour is. But currently it doesn't quite fit with my scheduling. Primordial Collapse is okay. Primordial Collapse is okay. I got rank 20 and there are 5 people who didn't run and their rank records are top 5 in Legends. Yeah, a few snipers out there. Who's that dude that's always all over YouTube with the dreads? It's like when you pull up, when you come down here and like the last 4 or 5 people are all sitting at one wave, and then you snipe them and you have a look at them, and then you're like, this guy's like rank 1 and this guy's rank 1 and all these rank 1s. They're like that guy that's on YouTube with the dreads, that sniper guy. It's like you're sitting there with like 5 snipers down the bottom and you're just like, oh bro, this guy's a serial killer. I think we're good to go for a farm. Oh, Guardian, because I always forget. I always like it when somebody messages me. They're like, bruh, you forgot. So my multiplier's at 2,000 now. I don't know how it got to 2,000. It was less than that before the stream, so I've done something. Yeah, don't know. Magic. We'll just call it magic. This is kind of how I just set up my runs. Just the typical, get the health level skips. So I'm tossing up like what I'm supposed to do next, or what I feel like I can afford to run 5 masteries. I feel like I can. So I'm thinking the next thing I'm going for is another mastery. And I think we might be okay to afford it. And then in between, while the masteries are all labbing and they're doing their thing, then until we get another free slot to slot another mastery in, I'm thinking that's when I start looking at investing in the ultimate weapon. So I'll just cycle in a mastery in, cycle another one out, go back to ultimate weapons, and we'll go around in a little circle. I feel like that's kind of something that kind of makes sense to me. Because like masteries, for the most part, a whole bunch of them are around that 1,000 mark. So that's about 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we'll have enough for a mastery. If there's no room for another mastery, just goes into ultimate weapons. To try to make the reverse devo work, I need to change my sync. Well, I don't necessarily need to change my sync. I just need more duration. But I think if I recall back to Jay Plays video, going for a 59-second sync is like the most cost-effective way to invest your stones. Or was it 58-second sync? It's something like that. I don't want to give out any false info, confuse myself. Domingo says, let's go. Let's go. So if you've just tuned in, everybody's still juggling around and stuff like that. We may or may not get keys this tourney. These guys, these 3 over here are super close. So yeah, I could easily wake up in the morning and they'll whip me. Just the name of the game. The name of the game. Mr. Flipster says, by the way, if you play with BlueStacks, you could record a macro for respecking.
Buzzy. I never thought about that. Clouded is the macro god. David voices my macro at work. He files data all day. We'd have to change our name from All Clouded to All Data. No, I think that's what the trick is. The trick is to get you as many supervisors and leading hands under you as possible, and then they become your macros, and then they macro all your work. I don't actually think about that. That'll be the sickest way. Click this, do this, then you wouldn't even have to think about it. Uncle Fuds and the Fun Police, though, probably be like, no! Nobody's allowed to do that. Buzziest thing I seen was, I was in one of the voice channels in one of the chats, and like this dude was running a full-on macro. Not like one of the ones that you get like with your emulator, where you can record the setup. Bro, this thing was like a whole next level. It was the buzziest thing I'd ever seen. Way beyond my brain, eh? I was like, oh, this guy is next level geek. Nah. Bro, it's the buzziest shit I'd ever seen, bro. There's like buttons flicking everywhere, and it's like, yeah, and then it does so many clicks in this, and then it randomizes this so that it can't be. Wow! Holy moly! Holy moly! That is a game freak. Nah, respect. Respect. I was like, god damn. Here I am feeling chuffed with a Devo damage and let the damage free up itself. Like, there's my recorded macro. Macro, not micro, Voicey reckons. It's like having specs. One of the things that eventually, when I grow up, that I really want to have is the workshop presets. Eventually. I think by the time I get workshop presets, I probably would have made enough money that I'd have a Turkish hair implant by then. That's so far away. Like, I feel like, I don't even know if you can see it from here. Oh, you can't see it from here. But that auto restart, I feel like that's so far away, man. It's like, no, it's so far away. Why? Why so far in the tree? Just put it into the shop and I'll pay 50 bucks. I'll buy it just so it does it. Just a one-off swipe. I'll do it. I'll do it to be free. I feel like I've been super lazy this week in collecting my gems. I've been a lazy little boy. Oh, especially last night. Me and Voice were at the pub drinking. I can't remember who it was. It might have been me or it might have been him. And you go, fuck, have you checked your tower? We both go and click into it. I don't think his was, but mine was dead. I was like, oh, bruh. How long's it been sitting there doing nothing? And then we're like, and then I'm like at home, getting all settled in to go to sleep. Check it. Dead again. Bro, what the hell is going on? Coins are absolutely tanked. Don't know what I did. I think I had like tournament cards on. Who knows, eh? Just like, ah, fuck. That day was a write-off. But I think like if everything's going good and it's not super laggy and all the rest, I'm pretty sure. So I'll have an overnight run, and then I'll have 2 runs during the day before video. So there's about, what, 3Q, about roughly 2Q, so about 7Q. I don't know, we would have earned about 60Q this week. 60Q with a few dud runs and a few testing in there. So we're doing alright. We're doing alright. GT4, GT plus 4, and we're 60Q a week. We're doing okay. Not bad, kids. We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. So we'll do an update video for the most part. Just grinding now. Just grinding. Still finding our feet. We've probably got a few weeks until we really find our feet. And that's mainly based around Super Tower Mastery, Demon Mode Mastery, and Intro Sprint Mastery. Because those three there are super impactful. And every level just keeps switching things up a bit more. Like, Super Tower Mastery is so good. It's made such a difference, man. Especially once we pass that 50% time. Like, just drilling down bosses and... what's the other one? Raise. Just having the ability to actually try to get some damage off on them. But yeah, next thing, I've got to get another Mastery. I'm not actually sure what Mastery to get. But I'm tossing up between... Energy Net Mastery and Ultimate Crit. I feel like Ultimate Crit, just because Energy Mastery is super good. It only applies to bosses, which is a bit, but bosses are super pain in the butt. The counter to that argument is, if we get Energy Net Mastery, then we can also unban the perk that gives the boss extra health in return to give you more damage. So then that'll also help with fending off Raze and just mobs in general and spreading out damage. And with the Ultimate Crit, I actually haven't even looked at what it... 750, so they're both the same price. 0.33%, so basically will be 3.3% extra. So I'd take it to what, 6%? And Ultimate Crit's super strong. At the moment it's at like, it'll be a bit less effective because I don't have enough card slots, because I don't have the crit chance card in. But eventually we'll get more card slots. That's probably what we'll have to do actually. We'll probably have to go the auto demon mode, pick up the other card slot that's to the left, and then from there go for the big Hadouken, grind and suffer all the way up to auto start. So if we can manage to get 2 keys a tourney, so 4 keys a run, we will have it by the time they close the game. No. We'll have it by the end of the year. Many, many moons away. But look, man, everybody's been there. Everybody's suffered through that grind. It's kind of is what it is. I'm not special. I'm not unique. And it's the hazing ritual that we all have to eat shit and go through. Mr. Flips says, I remember a time when you just had three times my lifetime coins. Super Tower Mastery really makes me want to invest more into Spotlight bonus. Oh, bro, I was actually literally thinking about that this morning. Like, that Super Tower Mastery makes me want to invest in Spotlight. Like, straight up. I was like, damn, we could get so much value out of this if we actually invested in it. Anona says, join the Screw the Bosses Club and get Energy Net Mastery. Yeah, I'm super tossing up. I think either way it's a win. Like, if I go Ultimate Weapon Crit Mastery first, if I go Ultimate Weapon Crit Mastery, I get that damage applied to everything, which is super good, because, you know, you guys all know what it's like. You see something hovering around you and then for some reason it gets insta-killed just when that Ultimate Weapon Crit goes off. But then if we go Energy Net Mastery, we can unban that other perk and then we get that damage anyway, which applies to not only the bosses but it also applies to raise and everything else. So either way, we're a win-win. We are a win-win. For 1400 stones to get them both. Now, I don't know how far away slots are for me. So this has got to finish off its level. And then what do we have? 1 or 2 more levels? These are ages away. But we got a spare slot here, then this will be our next spare slot. Those are my next two. Like, I know a lot of people will go for the econ first. But for myself, I feel like going for the tournament ones first to try to like scrape by to try to secure something in tourneys and just suffer on the econ. I feel like that's probably the best thing that I can do, even though I really want to do econ stuff. And that's why like GT Plus has suffered for so long, and that's why I haven't adjusted the cooldowns, and I just think we just keep having masteries cook, and then we just keep farming, and we just keep on keeping on. And then we'll only know in due time whether we've made the right decision or not. Mr. Flips has said, what about attack speed mastery? Where does this rank on the tier list? I always thought that it should be pretty good because of chain lightning. Let's have a look at it. I haven't really thought about it, eh? Okay, gives a multiplier. I mean, we could probably work it out. Let's get a calculator. Where's my calculator? So what is it? It is at max 1.03. So it'll be 1.3, is it? Where's the calculator gone? So I think this is what we're looking at. Is that right? At a max lab 1.3. And there's my attack speed. So to take it up to 73. I mean, 73 is nothing to scoff at. I think people put it a little bit lower in the priority list. Like, not as high as other things. It's super hard to tell where people put it in their priority list because there's a few factors. Like their econ. Like, people who are super yoked as econ will have really big, they'll have a strong enough economy to be buying the enhancements and that, and pump it up that way. So for them, they might put it lower in the spectrum. I'm not sure where I put it with mine, because I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one too much. Like other ones that I was thinking out before that is more for fending off. So like, what does this one do? Chance for enemies that are stunned by landmines to miss their attack. So like raise. What's the other one? Slow aura. Another one for raise. And I wouldn't actually have a clue. We're not at that stage yet, like where I need a problem solve fleets. I think that might be more like tier 16 when I have to actually start looking at what I'm supposed to do with fleets. And then I'll have to figure that out as I try to have to figure that out. For me currently, it's just bosses and raids are a pain in the ass. Even in tourney, like I've lost a few shields to raise in that, not being able to drill them down fast enough. So I'm hoping that like those masteries will help with that. And then eventually we'll merge to a point where the fleets will actually become a problem. I brain farted my stones into coin mastery yesterday. Not doing too much for now, but we shall see. I've heard really good things. I've heard some people say really good things about coin mastery, and I've heard some people say not so good things. And I don't know how to be the judge of it. The only thing I can think of is we could probably like calculate out this total bonus down here, because one of them's from the, isn't one of them from the cards? Active cards, 1.45. So is that what coins card is? Where's coins card? 1.45. So we could probably actually just crunch the numbers. We get our handy dandy calculator. Oh, first we better check what the mastery is at max. So if I'm right, at level 10, this will be 1.3. So is the 1.3 additive to the 1.5? It must be a 1.45. I'm pretty sure it doesn't take that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't take that to 2.75. Somebody smarter than me in chat might know. Like, does it just add the 3.5 on top? So that's 1.75, or does it change it to 2.75? It's 2.75, pretty yoked. And Orna says, frankly, at the moment, at least for bosses are the biggest enemies. I always die to them in tourneys and farms both. So energy net mastery is a huge help in eliminating the problem. Mr. Flipster says, I get to 73 only with RB bonus active. RB, I'm actually super surprised in that RB. It actually goes pretty ham. I was thinking about landmines as well to get that Matrix style dodge. We'll finish the attack speed lab in a couple days, and then I can finally finish game speed. Finally finish game speed. Finally finish game speed? It must be a typo. Surely you'll finish the game speed lab. You might have been thinking about another speed. Yeah, I mean, like, if we could crunch the number, like, I'm pretty sure that changes to 1.75. If it's 2.75, we could go like this. Try to put it somewhere where you can see. Where's the card set? Active cards is the 1.45. So we just go clear it. 5 times 2 times 3 times 1.75 times, what is that? 2.138 times 17.6. I mean, that's a pretty... So that at 1.75, which is the card, that's a pretty big jump for me. 25% jump? Is that 25%? Or thereabouts, you know, it's pretty close to 25%. So it's nothing to scoff at. So it's what, 1,000 stones? So 1,000 stones... 1250 stones for a 25% jump. Energy net mastery at level 3. 6 times. 500 waves in tier 14. Can't wait to unlock. Yeah, that's the big jump, is that that perk. 1.65x is pretty huge. I remember when I had to start banning that, man, that hurt. I was like, no, where did all my damage go? It's such a powerful, like, even if I take, I'm averaging around, what is it? I think around 7S, somewhere around there. Equals, what, 11.5. Just from unbanning that perk. Like, that's a nice jump. And then if we get the, what's it called? Times that by demon mode, which is 557. That's a nice jump. It's a nice jump in damage. And damage equals coins. And coins equals damage equals coins. And coins equals damage. Stumbled over this a while trying to look up the coin mastery. It seems interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's unless my calculations are wrong, it looks like about 25% boost. So 25% for 1200 stones. Yeah, it's nothing to scoff at. It's nothing to scoff at. Like, I would, for my configuration, for 1200 stones, I'd probably get more value at, for an extra, what, 300-400 stones, I'd get more value dropping down to a 58-second sync. I feel like. It's hard to tell. There's probably a way to calculate it out. But I feel like I'd get more value going that way. I think it's just, I think at some stage we just got to have everything. I think my next econ one that I would go for would probably be enemy balance. You know, a little bit more combo, a little bit more coins, because they give pretty decent coins elites, but it should hopefully pair well with, what do you call it? Who's that other one? The cash mastery. There's so much things to do. I actually didn't click, like, I suppose at the rate that I was growing before, like, our tower got super jacked, the rate that I was growing, I didn't get it why heaps of people were struggling with getting through the masteries, and not from a cost perspective, but from a time perspective. And then, like, since we got we had a big jump in our progress. Now I understand why. Just earning more than these masteries are costing. So now we're just stuck by time. Just stuck by time trying to complete them all. Good thing is there's a little bit of change, and then we can just slowly drip feed it into the workshop and that. And I think that's been handy. You know, I think, like, more from the sanity standpoint. What about wave skip with BHD? I really want wave skip. I'm thinking wave skip. Damn, 10%. What? So that goes 100%. Chance to double wave skip if you get a wave skip. Is that right? I was thinking wave skip when I get auto restart. And the only way I think about that is I haven't, like, looked at anything to try to crunch the numbers, but I'm thinking, like, as far as from a farming kind of timing point, that I'm trying to, like, fit everything, because I'm manually resetting and restarting, and it's, for me, it's a hell of a lot harder than doing 2 12s or 3 8-hour runs. I'm super conscious of everything that I do to not make I don't know, if I muck anything up with restarting a run, I crash my coin per hour anytime it's not running. So I'm super conscious of anything that can affect that. We could probably even just crunch the numbers in that. Because we got 19% chance to wave skip, eh? And then 100% chance to double wave skip. So we could probably do... There's probably a rough way to figure it out. And I'll see if we're looking at this. There must be a wave skip thing in here. Wave skip. 1300. Oh, no, that doesn't count. Does that count? Because the intro sprint? Nah, it doesn't, because I intro sprint longer than that. Do I intro sprint longer than that? Does intro sprint affect those numbers? 1440. Nah, yeah, so it's wrong. So it's basically... It can't be right. 1300 waves. And it's only on a 20% chance. Like, I was more thinking that if it's a 20% chance on 1600, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I try to work that one out. I was just gonna go let's say 4,000 waves at a 20% chance would give me, what's that, 800? Is that 800? 800 waves with a 100% chance to double skip, so that'll be 1,600 potential waves are skipped. And then calculate out how many waves over the day. But then I'm looking at that and I'm like, this says that we've skipped 1338. So I don't know whether my brain's not working or the math's not mathing. I mean, but then can't you do like a skip and a skip and a skip? Or something like a rolls? I don't know. I don't know. My brain's... my brain's cheese ass at this point. My brain's cheese ass. And then like this, actually, I've actually started the wrong run. I should have actually started a night run. Oh, crack up. But I think that's about us, guys. So I'll put a progress video up tomorrow. For the most part, if you guys don't catch it, we've just been grinding, fam. We've just been slowly punching through and grinding, doing our thing, doing our thing. We'll have a look how we're doing. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we get keys. But look at this guy. See, this guy, he did another hit. Look how close he got. Though he's only 2 waves away. And I'm hoping that if he was like, he was one of the ones that was over here, I think. And if he only got 2 waves away, I hope it took him 9 tries to do that. I hope it took him 1,000,000 tries to get that. Buried all your gems, boy. Sweet. But, hey, look. Taylor, what's up? How'd the 20 go? Went alright. Surprisingly well. We got a personal best. Personal best, 500. I think it's all conditions related though. There was nothing too standy out. Just 500 waves. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Bracket looks alright. Hopefully have a chance for keys. I'm always super hopeful. Because they're kind of like with the changes in that. But yeah, we're slowly progressing. Slowly progressing. Peter says the 1300 waves skipped are from the intro sprint. Really? I thought it would be higher because my intro sprint's higher. My intro sprint, I think my intro sprint's higher. I'm pretty sure it's 1400 waves. 1440. Or does it count the 9 waves that are in between? So you do the... You know, you're doing the 10th wave, and then you're doing the 20th wave. Is that right? Wonder if we could try to calculate that out. So if it's 1440, and then how do we work that out? Is that right? Divided by 9? I don't even know. I don't even know. There's probably a way I can calculate, but yeah, it probably makes sense. You've skipped the... Is it the 9 waves in between? You're physically doing every 10th. Oh, you just get 1440. What's that? 140 waves. So you're doing basically 140. If it's 1440, then we must be doing 144 waves. So we get 1440 and we minus 144. So 1440 minus 144, 1296. And then by the time we looked at it, we're already a couple hundred waves over, so that's probably why it was a bit higher. Yeah, there, 1340. Yeah, so it's the 9 waves in between. You're physically doing one of them, and then the 9 other waves it's counting as the skip. So then that means that technically we should be able to work out, what is it? At least get a rough guesstimate of what wave skip mastery would be. It'll basically be 19% of everything, you know, basically when your intro sprint finishes. Oh, and then you got the 10% to double chance. So is that 100% chance to double chance? So it'll be whatever the wave is, total wave, 19% of that is the chance. Get that number, and at a max mastery, double that number if it's 100% chance. And then that's potentially how many waves you could skip. So there's a way that you could calculate it out. And I mean, just having it just super farming, boosting, it could basically be a more efficient farm. I would have no idea how to work out what the monetary value is, but I think it's one of those ones like when you get Wave Accelerator Mastery, you're basically just squeezing in more farming time in the same window. You know, you're just farming more. You're getting more in the same amount of time. So it's obviously got to make sense. I don't know how to work out versing other econ ones. Because like ones like, say like this, Extra Orb. Extra Orb is at max 1.4. I'm pretty sure there's a stat in here where you can look at how many orbs. Oh, yeah, enemies hit by orbs. I'm not sure if that accounts to elites. I'm not really sure how that works. But there's probably something there where we could figure out. That, you know, 29,000. Would it basically be, it would almost be, unless you're overkilling outside, you'll almost be touching everything for the most part. Like I've heard some people say good and I've heard some people say bad things about it. I've heard, yeah, good and bad things. I'm not really too sure. But I've heard when some people say like either good or bad things. I've definitely heard people or seen videos when people are adjusting like their orb ranges and that specifically for tagging. So it must be impactful enough that that's a real big consideration when farming in the higher tiers. That like like a standard placement of orbs might not be the best for coin per hour, and that I think that might be in that super tweaking phase. You know, when people's towers are so yoked, they're so cracked out, that like every little inch or adjustment or something can make a massive difference. And all it says there is like, there's a chart that shows the percentage chance to get the 10 skips with wave skip mastery. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. There'd definitely be some joker out there that's made up a chart for it. It seems like a handy tool. Taylor says, nice. That's a tight spot there. Yeah, there's about 3 guys that are chopping at my heels, man. Peter said, yes, my last run, 7,871 waves in total. Skipped about 3,000 with intro sprint and the mastery. So is that over 50%? Or is that almost 50? That's basically near that 50% mark of the farm runs actually skipped, which is pretty huge. It's the BHD with free upgrades, then double it for the wave skip. Mr. Flip says, according to the Reddit thread, workshop and then extra orb are the best ones, but it seems just to calculate it to level 4. Well, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for your time. It's getting to the point where it's almost past my bedtime. I need to get myself situated. So, look, thanks to everybody tuning in. Thank you to all of you for not only teaching me things, but also getting me thinking about things. Like, I haven't really, some of the stuff we were just looking at, I haven't actually really sat there and thought about it too much. Like, I've been thinking about things that are more closer to the part of the game that I'm in, or where I'm gonna go, but not so much things that are that far ahead. But it's always interesting. That's the best part about this game for me personally. It's just trying to theory craft certain decisions and that. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. Not that there's any other times that I don't enjoy your guys' company. It's just it's helped me think. It made me scratch my head quite a few times there too. It's always good. Keep the noggin alive and kicking. Keep it working in that. Yeah, that was awesome. And thanks for what I really like to see is when everyone talks to each other too. That's super choice. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for another kick-ass live stream. Super hungover, but we still made it work. And hopefully we get keys. If we get keys this tourney, we just need to do it one more time and then we get auto demon mode, which is going to be sick. Now, as far as trying to slot it into the build, we're going to have to sacrifice another card to try to make it work, but we'll figure it out when we get to that stage. And yeah, and we'll go from there. So I'll put a progress video up tomorrow, and definitely go check it out if there's stuff in specific that you wanna look at. So if you like what you see, you know the drill, fam. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can see when the next video is coming out. And as always, keep it clouded, fam.